Okay, here's your homework, Algebra 2, second day of 6.3. Your partner test is tomorrow. What are these binomials called? Conjugates. Conjugates are when you have the same numbers but opposite signs. Now, when you have a conjugate, you don't have to FOIL. You don't have to do the first, outer, inner, last. You don't have to do these two because they're going to cancel out, right?
Yeah.
So you just have to do the first and the last. And do what with them? Subtract. Whoops. What's 5 times 5?
25.
And then minus. What's root 11 times root 11? 11. What's 25 minus 11?
14.
Yay. Okay, 30. You're going to just do the first and the last. What's 4 times 4?
16.
16. And then minus, what would 2 root 3 times 2 root 3 be? I'll write it here. 2 root 3 times 2 root 3. 2 times 2 is 4, times a 3 is? 2 times 2 is 4, times 1 3 is 12.
Oh.
So the answer is 4. 16 minus 12 is 4. Okay, 31. We're going to do 2 root 6. I'm going to write this one out. 2 root 6 times 2 root 6. What's 2 root 6 times 2 root 6? 2 times 2 is 4 times a 6 is
12. Wait, no, whoops, my bad.
24. 2 times 2 is 4 times 6 is 24. Then we're going to do a minus sign. And what are you going to multiply last? 64. 8 times 8 is 64. And what is 24 minus 64? Last one. You're going to do root 3. Again, they are conjugates. What's root 3 times root 3? 3. And then what's root 5? Root 5 times negative root 5? Minus 5, and 3 minus 5 is negative 2.
Will it always be minus?
Yes, this will always be a minus because a positive times a negative is a negative.
Alright.
Yes. Now in class we did this example. This should be done in your homework, and we did this together, right? Did we do 33?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't need to do 33 again. I'm going to go to 34. Can you tell me what is the conjugate? What is the conjugate of 3 root 3 minus 2? Say it louder.
3 root 3 plus 2.
Very good. 3 root 3 plus 2. So you're going to write that on the top and the bottom. 3 root 3 plus 2. Now I like to put parentheses around everything. So when you multiply, you'll remember to distribute or FOIL. What is 4 times 3 root 3? 4 times 3 root 3 is, I heard, 12 root 3. And what's 4 times 2? 8. Good. Then the bottom. What's 3 root 3 times 3 root 3?
9.
It's 9 times 3, which is
27.
27. And then do the last. Negative 2 times 2 is?
Negative 4.
Now what could you simplify?
27 minus 4.
Is? What is 27
23.
minus 4? 23. Now there's nothing that is, you can't simplify this. 23 is prime, so it's done. Next one.
How come
Yes.
this stuff seems 10 times easier than yesterday's work?
It does?
Yeah.
Wow, and this is the hardest. It's good then.
I mean, it's like easy.
Okay, what's the conjugate of 2 minus root 3?
2. plus root 3.
Yep, 2 plus root 3.
And then you would do 5 times 2, and then root 3 times root 3, which is
5 root
3.
3 is 5 root 3.
And
Then 2 root 3.
yeah,
And then what's root 3 times root 3?
3.
3.
And it would be 10 and 3, so it's 13 plus 5 root 3. Yeah, never mind.
Okay.
Yeah,
let's,
I went
let's
ahead of
hang
step.
off. Let's finish this.
Alright,
Let's do
so
the bottom and then
maybe
we'll simplify.
4
2 times 2 is 4.
minus minus 3.
Good. Now let's simplify.
So it's
You already said 10 plus 3 is
13
And
plus
then 5?
It would be 7 root 3. And then that's all over.
all over 1. And there's nothing you can do with that. Last one.
And 1 sec.
What's the conjugate?
2 plus 2 square root 8.
Now, you could simplify, I don't know if you know this, but you could simplify root 8, but we'll just leave it for now. The conjugate you said is 2 plus 2 root 8. Let's multiply. What's 3 times 2?
6.
6. What's 3 times 2 root 8? It'd be 6 root 8. And then we have 2 root 8. 2 root 8. And then what's this times this? What's 2 root 8 times root 8? Anyone? What's 2 times 2 of root 8's? Be 16. Bottom, you get 2 times 2 is 4. The next 2 cancel. And last one, what's 2 root 8 times 2 root 8? It's going to be 4 times 8, which is 32. What can we like reduce this to be? Up on top? What's 16 and 6? 22. And then plus 8 root 2. 8 root 8 over negative 28. Now, see this right here? Can you simplify root 8?
Yes.
How do you simplify it?
4.
What do you mean by 4?
Can't you break it down to 4 and 2?
Yep, 4 and 2. So you have a pair of 2's that come out. So this is 22 plus 8 times 2 is 16 root 2 over negative 28. Now, can you think of a number that you could simplify all three of? What's the biggest number that goes into 22, 16, and 28?
That's
An
a lot of
even
work.
number.
4.
2. 2 goes into 22. 2 goes into 16. And 2 goes into 28. 2 is your least common factor. So 2 goes into this 11 times. 2 goes into this 8 times. And 2 goes into this would be negative 14. So your best answer for this one is 11 plus 8 root 2 over negative 14. This is one of the more challenging ones. Okay, now we're going to do a little review on positive and negative exponents. This is from 6.1. Do you remember what to do if you're multiplying and bases are the same? What do I do with the coefficients? Negative 4 and 5. Do I add them? Do I subtract them? Do I multiply them? What do I do? What do you think you're going to do? Negative 4 and 5. We're multiplying. What are you going to do?
Negative 20.
Yep. Now, if bases are the same, do you remember what to do with these exponents?
Don't you just add them?
Mm-hmm. And then how about the y?
7.
Good. Perfect. Okay, this next one. We have to do what to all three of these? Cube them. So you're going to distribute this. 2 to the third power. X to the, do you remember what to do when you have a power to a power? Do I add these?
No.
I multiply them. And then y to the 12th. Now, how do you get rid of a negative exponent?
10 on the bottom.
Mhm. What is 2 cubed? 8.
6.
Here's your answer. 8y squared over x to the 9th.
That's 8y to the 12.
8, what did I say?
You said square.
I'm sorry. 8y to the 12th over x to the 9th. Thanks.
Rough.
Okay, number 3. You have to distribute this -4 to all 3 of these. So it's 2 to the -4th power. What is -4 times 2? -8. C to the 12th. And what's 0 times anything? 0. So any letter to a 0 power is 1.
Choose those all on the bottom. Nope, not all of them.
Now, what did we learn when you have a negative exponent?
Move your paper up some.
Move it up
Yeah.
more, like that?
Just a little bit more. Right there.
Okay. What do you want to do with these negative exponents? So that's a negative exponent, this is a negative exponent, and this is a negative exponent.
Add them all
So
together.
you're going to bring this down, make it 2 to the 4th. You're going to bring this up, a to the 3rd. This is going to go up here. C to the 12th stays. This 3 stays. A to the 8th is going to become a positive 8, and b to the 4. Now we can simplify. How many a's do you end up having? If you've got 3 on top and 8 on the bottom, what do you have? You have 5 a's on the bottom. These are going to stay. And you can multiply 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, and 16 times 3 is 48. Whoops, on the bottom. 48 on the bottom. Okay, next. Do you remember, I believe this is an x to the 3rd. It's really small. Brennan, are we in the screen? Okay. Up,
Keep going a little bit.
up,
A little bit more. That's good.
okay. How are you going to simplify this? Can we multiply radicals? Yes. Their indexes here are the same. So you have 3 here.
And then break it
How do you
down.
break 24 up?
12 and 2, but then 6. I mean, 12 is bringing down 6 and 2, then 3, and that's too much. Alright.
8 times 3 is 24.
Can't break the 8 down.
The 8?
Oh, you already did it.
Yeah, I already did it. So what are we looking for? 2 of a kind, right? Well, there's 2 3s, and there's 2 2s. So what is 3 times 2?
6.
6, and what stays?
2.
A 2. Now let's deal with the x's. How many x's do you totally have? 7. Now, we're looking for 2 of a kind. So how many sets is x to the 7 has?
3.
It's 3. And 1 little x remaining. Remember this? Questions? Taylor, did you have a question? You good? You guys are good?
Good.
Okay, next, number 5. When you're dividing and the indexes are the same, what could I do with this 2 and this x possibly? Can I do anything with 2 and x? Can I reduce it? Simplify it? Cancel?
18.
Huh?
18.
2 goes into 18 how many times? 2 goes into 18 9 times. How about these x's?
4.
And then 1y. Now can we simplify?
Yeah.
What's the square root of 9?
3.
What's the square root of x to the 4?
2.
And does it, what about this y? Should we just bring it out?
No,
Why not?
because
There's nothing to match it up with. Last one. Can you simplify 12? 7 is prime, I can't do anything with that, but 12 is 2, 2, 3, and y. Can I take anything out? 4 times 3 is 12. A 2.
I mean,
So-
2.
2 2s, but it comes out as 1 2. I know what you meant. Now, what's wrong with this problem?
There's a
Can't,
root.
There's a radical in the bottom. So what do I need to multiply this top and the bottom by?
a y. 3y.
Mhm. Now, final answer. What's on top? 21y under the radical. What about the bottom? 2 times 3y is 6y. Good?
Done.
Thank you.